With how this CBTO3 has been confirmed by Bushiro to be a manga booster, it is safe to say that we are finally getting more manga love and I'm all for it. But I don't get why for both of the new right line that we have been introduced so far, why are we getting a Dark State flashback right here? Like twice. The show already feels like playing Dark States already, and this card is kind of like that as well. But this time round I feel it is also its biggest downfall. So why exactly is that? Is Kotihblaze actually unplayable that way? Well, that is what I'm gonna be talking about today. So let's start off with the right line, and we can skip straight into the grade 1 because the grade 0 doesn't really matter much, as we have Divine Blaze Ear Sinful. This card only has one skill where when wrought upon by Flame Severing Dragon Baldras, the grade 2, so blast 1, look at top 7 card of your deck, choose up to 2 cards with different grade among them, review them, choose a grade 3 among the review card, put it into your hand, and put the rest into your soul. This is a very interesting card in Dragon Empire because it helps you to build up a lot of soul, and even better than some of the soul building right line in Dark States. I'm looking at you, Chaos.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
And on top of that, this card helps you to guarantee searching for any grade 3 card, which also include Kotihblaze, the Vanguard himself, so this is a very nice to have effect. But why do you need so many cards in your soul? Well, it is not time to review what the deck actually play yet, because we have to talk about the grade 2 Baldras first. Baldras has 2 abilities where when wrought upon by Kotihblaze Vanguard, you can draw a card and choose up to 1 grade 2 or less card from your hand, call it to Regard Circle. If you choose not to call a card by this effect, you have to discard 1 card. Very similar effect to Keter and a necessity because this deck rely a lot on Regard, and there's nothing much to say about its second effect. It is just a 5k increment skill in general, so yeah.
My son is a basic bitch.
Then we finally move into the Blaze Dragon lookalike, and that is Fiery Immolation Dragon Kotihblaze. This card has 2 skills where act once per turn, counter blast 1. You can look at top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 2 grade 3 or less unit with different card name from this unit among them, review them, and choose up to 1 card among the review card, call it to Regard Circle, and another one into Soul. There is a lot of emphasis on Soul, but the review is right now, as at the end of the battle this unit attack, you can perform one of the following. Do note this is not once per turn. Soul Blast 2 for each of the cards Soul Blast for this card, choose up to 1 of your Regard with the same name as the card you Soul Blast, stand them and have them plus 5k. Or Soul Blast 2 cards with the same card name as this unit and discard a card from your hand, stand this unit get 5k, drive -1 until end of turn.
Bit special.
At a glance, you might be saying, holy shit, that's a lot of soul blast you need for the skill and a very specific soul blast for that. But there is a little bit of something that you might have to look into it deeply. As I mentioned just now, it is not once per turn. So this means that if you manage to use the Vanguard Restand effect, you can actually use the first Vanguard Restand effect again.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Because it is not once per turn. But this also means that the deck requires a lot of setup for that, as you do need a unit with the same name as a card you're intended to Soul Blast and a bunch of Kotihblaze in your soul to actually trigger multiple skill at the same time. But if you manage to pull off, this card is an easy 6 attack deck in the late game. With how well this deck compressed that deck thanks to the superior core skill that this card has, on top of the support that kind of designed specifically for this deck, you're gonna be doing a lot of rush in the early game and you're gonna be doing a lot of rush in the late game. So now that we have talked about how Kotihblaze works, let's go through the supports, as we start off with Firepole Emperor Dajaru. This card has 2 skills where act once per turn. If you have Kotihblaze Vanguard, you can raise this unit, choose 1 normal unit with Sentinel from your drop, put it into the bottom of your deck, and then choose 1 of your unit with the same name as a return card that unit plus 5k until end of turn. Then if your Kotihblaze Vanguard is being attacked, you can put this unit into your soul, and for that battle your Vanguard get additional 15k temporary. So this is very similar to Die Dragon in a way, and I'll just put it this way, it is a nice card in a sense that it helps you to recycle a lot, and with how much the deck compresses with the deck searching, this is really helpful, and the fact that you can kind of send back the card that you Soul Blasted for the restand is really helpful as well. Then we have Greater Jadan. As when this card is placed on rear guard circle, if you have Kotihblaze Vanguard, you can counterblast one, retire one of your opponent rear guard, then you can discard one card from hand to retire another rear guard. And when this card is retired from rear guard circle or guard circle, this count when you try to call over this card as well. If you have Kotihblaze Vanguard, you can put this card into soul. The good thing about Jadan in my opinion is that it kind of self-sufficient in a way that you can recycle it by putting itself into soul by intercepting, or you can just call it over to get the cost needed for the restand as well. But the counterblast from this card one for retire 2 at a glance might be expensive for some people, but I do think it is a nice budget option if you do not have Latifa. Moving on from the low rarity card, let's talk about the card with the higher rarity as we move into Flame Kickboxer Tyran. When this unit attack, if you have Kotihblaze Vanguard, this unit get 5k until end of turn. And at the end of the battle, this unit attack, choose a Greater card with Kotihblaze in its name from your right deck. You may review it, and if you review a card or you have Kotihblaze Vanguard, you can put this unit into your soul, draw a card. So this card is a very nice card to have because it helps you to build up your soul for the next Tyrant on the field while still making sure that you can hit for a decently amount of power. The only problem I have with Tyrant is that putting an offensive unit together with a utility unit definitely feels a little weird, but as I have playtested it, it is not that bad. But if you do not draw this card, your deck offense does go down as well. And then we move on to the last card from the booster. We have Ember Dragon. As during your turn, this unit gets 5k if you have Kotihblaze Vanguard, and if you have Kotihblaze Vanguard, you can act once per turn, counterblast one, look at top 3 cards from your deck, choose up to one card among them, review it. If it's a grade 2 or less, call it, and if not, you put into your hand, shuffle your deck. But at the end of that turn, you have to put this unit into your soul.
Yes, I like that.
This card feels very familiar, but regardless with how the deck works, it is a necessity for the deck to kind of have a way to filter out the card that you need very quickly to make sure that you can get that restand. And in all fairness, the fact that you can get a free soul and we can fetch a Pesana right to your hand is a really great card. It's just that it feels a little bit RNG focused because if you fail your excavation, you are screwed for the whole game, and that applies to every other excavation we are getting in this deck as well. But there is one more card to go through, and this is unfortunately a manga promo, Blessing Warcry. This normal order allows you to look at top 7 cards of your deck, choose one card among them, review it, and then perform one of the following. Put a review card into your soul and shuffle your deck. If your Vanguard has the same name as the card you reviewed, you can add it to your hand and then shuffle your deck. And if you have a grade 2 or less unit with the same name as the review card on your Rear Guard circle or in your soul, you may superior call it to Rear Guard circle, shuffle your deck. So yes, you're gonna need 4 copies of this to play Kotihblaze because of the fact that you do need that soul build up, and without it I noticed that the deck is a lot harder to play. So with all the cards reviewed, let's talk about the good point and the bad point of this deck. The good part of this deck is that it rewarded you for being patient with a really good rush, really good restand, and a really good deck filtering, especially considering this coming from Dragon Empire. And it does work quite well with the generic support like Justina and Latifa because of the fact that the deck really needs Blessing Warcry. But that is where the biggest problem of the deck also lies. The deck do need a very specific unit in your soul to be the same name as the unit on your field to get a restand, and you do rely on Dajaku a lot to kind of recycle card back to deck to make sure you get a Pesana right or the pieces that you need. So there is a lot of cog that you have to put it together for the deck to actually run smoothly. So this is definitely not a beginner friendly deck from a nation that is usually considered to be a very beginner friendly nation. But that's Kotihblaze, a deck that in my opinion I have a lot of fun playing it, but at the same time I feel like I lost a few years playing the deck because there are just way too many puzzle pieces that has to be fulfilled. But what do you guys think? Do leave down in the comments below on what you guys think of Kotihblaze as a right line. And yeah, that's all I have for today. Take care of yourself, and this is Mac Mechanic signing out.